While sorting through his father's belongings, Oscar found a mysterious key. He decided to find the lock it matched and went to a local locksmith. But with only a 20-year-old key, the locksmith couldn't determine the lock's model, unless he tried every lock he had seen before. Just as Oscar was about to leave, the locksmith noticed a name on the envelope. Rushing back to the lobby, Oscar used the excuse of a census job. He borrowed 4 phone directories from the security guard and started checking them. He wrote down every person named Blake. Oscar suspected that someone among them might know his father. After a day of effort, he found 472 Blakes. But the next problem was how to reach them. Oscar refused to give up, thinking this could be an adventure his father had left for him. His father's adventures always involved long journeys and attention to detail, so he organized the information into categories. He marked addresses and phone numbers on a board, while mapping coordinates on a map. Oscar believed that among these people, one of them must know the secret of the key. The next morning, he packed his bag, taking with him the gas mask his grandmother had given him, his father's old camera, a copy of A Brief History of Time, and some items to help him stay calm. Oscar set out on his father's journey. Because of his Asperger's syndrome, Oscar was terrified of the outside world. Even the sound of coffee drinkers, running women, airplanes in the sky, and tall buildings, city noise and everything else filled him with inexplicable fear. Finally, he reached a large bridge. The howling wind and the friction of the vehicles on the tracks made him stop in his tracks. He thought of his father, who had often taken him to the park to swing. Even though Oscar had always declined, his father patiently encouraged him. Recalling those days, Oscar felt he shouldn't keep retreating. So he picked up the hand drum that kept him calm. Shaking it while chanting a slogan, he charged ahead. At last, he arrived at his first destination, Abby Blake's house. He timidly rang the doorbell. A black woman opened the door, but she was too distracted by her marital issues to welcome Oscar. Oscar, pretending to be thirsty, was allowed inside. After asking about his father and the key, the woman said she knew nothing. At that moment, her husband left, leaving her in tears. Oscar suggested taking a photo as a keepsake. The woman tidied her hair, but when Oscar clicked the shutter, she couldn't hide her sadness and covered her face. Oscar left with a unique memento. Back home, he hid in the bathroom, carefully examining the special photo. As his mother called out for him, his fear disorder flared up. He had to cover his ears to ease the anxiety. Later that night, alone in his room, he listened repeatedly to his father's last message. In the midst of it all, he felt he needed to hurt his body to ease the guilt inside. September 11, 2001, at 9:58 a.m. Oscar thought it was the darkest day of his life. The Twin Towers of the World Trade Center were hit. Due to copyright restrictions, this movie can only take you this far. The name of this movie is Very Loud, Very Close.